Hi, VencoreWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Monday, March 5th. Our wild March continues here. It looks like we'll have two more storms to deal with in the Mid-Atlantic region over the next week or so. One coastal storm will bring precipitation to the D.C., Philadelphia, New York City corridor Tuesday night and Wednesday. Several inches of snow on the table for the suburbs of Philadelphia and New York City, a little bit less in those two metro regions. D.C. looks like it'll get a mixed bag. That'll, of course, limit snowfall possibilities down to probably an inch or less in the D.C. metro region. Yet another storm, and it could be a big one, possible in the Sunday-Monday time frame. Way too early to say what exactly the details of that storm will be, whether it'll be rain or snow or some combination of the two. Let's start off by first looking at the very important factor that we've emphasized for the past couple of weeks here, high latitude blocking way up to our north here over Greenland, northern Canada. Not only continues today, but it'll continue for the next several days. That is a key factor, especially this time of the year in March for the Mid-Atlantic region. First of all, it helps to slow down storm systems off the East Coast this time of the year, and generally it helps to intensify them, and it helps to produce some cold air outbreaks that can penetrate southward down into the Mid-Atlantic region. This is the current look at the 500 millibar height anomalies here. The purple here represents way above normal heights for this time of the year over northern Canada. Here's Greenland up here in northern Canada, right in this region right here. And there's a wave of low pressure in the upper part of the atmosphere. We'll just walk through this over the next several days to see, first of all, that the high latitude blocking does stay in place, and then we'll have to deal with two separate systems here in the Mid-Atlantic region. Let's move ahead in 6-hour increments, and here we are by tomorrow morning, Tuesday morning, just a bowl in the upper part of the atmosphere rolling across here the northern U.S. Meanwhile, strong high latitude blocking continuing across northern Canada. Coastal storm will start to form along the North Carolina coastline tomorrow night, Tuesday night, and unlike the last storm that was forced back to the south, this will kind of take a usual track up the coast and intensify during the day on Wednesday. Again, starting off over the Carolina coastline tomorrow night, ending up by Cape Cod, let's say by Wednesday night. And here, let's keep moving forward here. A very impressive negative tilt to this upper level pattern. Again, that'll produce some intensification in this storm system for the day on Wednesday. And here we go. Let's just keep moving forward quickly here. By Thursday, continuation of high latitude blocking over northern Canada. Deep upper level low along the eastern seaboard. And then let's just head towards the weekend here, Saturday morning. And yet another system drops down into central U.S. Still high latitude blocking come this weekend over northern Canada, southern Greenland, and then a potential big storm here in the Sunday-Monday time frame as this wild weather pattern continues. Here we are all the way into Monday morning. Still high latitude blocking a week from now, and yet another deep upper level trough across the eastern seaboard here. Again, way too early to tell if that will be rain or snow or some combination of the two. It does look like the potential for a real big one, however. Some areas in the northeast U.S., the interior higher elevation areas, could end up with 1 or 2 feet of snow. This is next Sunday and Monday. Let's now first focus on the first storm here coming tomorrow night and Wednesday. All right, let's get back to the short term here. The 500 millibar forecast maps from last night's 6Z GFS model run. We'll move ahead in 6-hour increments. Here's that upper level wave of energy that will set off the formation of a coastal storm tomorrow night along the Carolina coast. It is dropping to the south and east, notice, and that's all part of the pattern with the high latitude blocking up to our north. This is not moving to the north and east. It's dropping to the southeast because of that high latitude blocking. And here we are by Wednesday afternoon, a very impressive trough in the upper part of the atmosphere, taking on a negative tilt right here when the orientation of the upper level pattern is from the northwest to the southeast. That's a negatively tilted trough, and it leads to tremendous upward motion in this part of that whole trough and axis a pattern here. And right here on Wednesday will be where a strong storm will be moving to the north from the Carolina coastline to the Cape Cod coastline. Again, accumulating snow on the table for the suburbs of Philadelphia especially, and New York City. 3 to 6 inches, a preliminary estimate. Still a couple days away here, but 3 to 6 inches for the Philly suburbs, 4 to 8 for the New York City suburbs. New York City and Philadelphia slightly less than those amounts. An inch or less right now looking likely for the D.C. metro region. Now, one other thing, I don't want to mention this, but I have to. With the possibility of heavy wet snow and some strong winds, power outages has to be considered here as a possibility during the Wednesday storm system. Certainly the winds will not be nearly as strong as last Friday and Saturday, but given the fact that some of the limbs may be weakened from the previous storm and the possibility of some heavy wet snow, again, north and east of the Mason-Dixon line, power outages has to be mentioned here. Now let's just keep moving forward here quickly towards that next storm, which is in the Sunday-Monday time frame. And here we go. We're starting to see signs of it again over the weekend in the northern plains, and it'll drop to the south and east because of that high latitude blocking pattern. We've talked many times that if a low in the upper part of the atmosphere drops all the way down into the southeastern U.S., that allows for intensification to have a big impact on D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. And here we go. This could be a very powerful storm in the Sunday-Monday time frame. And here we are by Monday afternoon, that's setting up. Again, too early to tell about the rain versus snow or what kind of combination of the two it'll be for D.C., Philadelphia, and New York City. Well, let's now quickly walk through the surface map forecast from the 6E GFS model run here. And we'll starting off with right now, Monday morning. And here we go. Let's move forward. Dry today, increasing clouds tomorrow. Precipitation starts to move in late in the day or tomorrow evening. Here we are Tuesday night. Low pressures forming here over the Carolina coastline. Notice kind of a mixed bag in D.C. and rain perhaps changing to snow overnight north of the Mason-Dixon line. This is tomorrow night. And here we go. That storm starts to intensify on the day Wednesday right off the mid-Atlantic coastline. Snow likely north of the Mason-Dixon line, and again several inches on the table for the suburbs north and west of Philly, New York City, interior New Jersey, much of the rest of eastern Pennsylvania. A mixed bag likely down in the D.C. metro region. If anybody gets snow accumulation in D.C., it'll be on the northern suburbs. Again, generally an inch or less for the D.C. metro region. Let's keep moving forward. And here we go. Some significant snow. And again, this should be a heavy, wet variety during the day on Wednesday. And again, you have to raise the possibility of some power outages because of that heavy, wet. And that'll be following some rainfall at the onset. That's the worst combination. It wets the limbs. The snow clings and weighs down the limbs after that. So here we are by late Wednesday, and that just finally kicks on out of here. And then we have a cold air mass, no doubt a cold air mass for this time of the year follows for the Thursday and Friday time frame, way below normal for this time of year. Let's just keep moving forward here. And on Saturday, one of the big concerns about this next system, I'm talking about the Sunday-Monday system, it's going to have Gulf of Mexico moisture adding fuel to the fire here. And here we go into Sunday morning. Low pressure, very strong looking low pressure here by this time in the southeast U.S. by Sunday, and it just moves to the north and east. Potential for some heavy snow in those interior high elevation locations from this particular storm. We're talking Sunday, Monday time frame, March 11th, March 12th. Just too early to say across the immediate I-95 corridor, but certainly a big threat for the Sunday, Monday time frame. So two storms to deal with here in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. The biggest impact in terms of snowfall from this first storm Tuesday night and Wednesday will be north of the Mason-Dixon line, especially the Philadelphia suburbs and New York City suburbs, interior New Jersey, eastern Pennsylvania, several inches on the table. Less in the big cities themselves, but still snow accumulation for Philly and New York City. Even less, maybe mostly rain across the coastline, across southern New Jersey, for example. D.C., a mixed bag, maybe an inch in some northern suburbs, but generally an inch or less because of the mixed bag, the nature of the precipitation for Wednesday in the D.C. metro region. And then yet another storm, a potential big one for for the Sunday, Monday time frame of early next week. That's it for now. For VencoreWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.